Ugh. Okay, I have been avoiding this episode like the freaking plague. This episode is such a hot topic due to so much. The background info on who worked on it, and the debate on if it's good or bad representation, the songs, God, the songs. And honestly, I am not the best person or that well informed to even try to tackle any of it. As even though stuff's happened to me in the past, it doesn't mean I know everything, and it would all just be opinion based. And no matter how I phrase myself or explain, I feel it'll get taken way out of context due to it being such a hot topic. So I'm just going to talk about the episode's story and work around the more darker topics, okay? So let's recap this as best we can. Okay, so we start off not at the hotel, and things are happening with Angel, which we later learn we are in the hotel, and the cast is watching one of Angel's movies because it's show and tell day, which, I know I keep bringing it up, but why are all the activities so childish? I get it's probably because Charlie's character sheet makes her naive and childish, but she can't really believe this stuff will actually get them into heaven. Yeah, we later learn no one knows how a soul gets into heaven, but Charlie doesn't know that yet, so she's really out here just making shit up. And no one, Vaggie, is helping her or telling her it's not that simple. Anyway, we finally get something out of Husk, and he gives his opinion on the film, to which Angel gets upset and defends the film. Now, this is kind of where I wish Husk had said more about his acting than the script or interrogation scene, because, we'll later find out who writes most of the scripts, but Husk pointing out Angel's acting abilities would have made for great foreshadowing for later. Anyway, Husk walks over and tells Angel it's bullshit when he says the films are art, and then bitches about it every time he gets drunk, and then proceeds to info dump everyone's woes because they confide in him, which, okay, I get he's upset with Angel and wants to call him out on the lie, but why call everyone else out? They didn't say anything. And I get he doesn't have to care about their problems, but he didn't need to just say shit out loud, like, I hate that I know so much about the characters' background information from all the live streams, because Husk is actually depicted as being a caring person deep down. Yet he just blabs everyone's secrets like, gee, way to make me not trust you. Would have been nice if he said I hate liars and told the group they shouldn't lie unless they want him to tell the truth for them, giving the cast the opportunity to actually be honest and vulnerable and still give Husk that I'm a bad guy, but only when I have to help someone else. Anyway, Angel and Husk argue about Angel being fake, and Val calls him to come to the studio. Angel and Husk continue to fight. Again, would have loved this episode to have been more about lying, since Angel's speech about Val needing him wasn't super convincing, making Husk huff, but Angel just yells at him and goes back to calling Husk a critic. But Angel goes to leave, and Charlie tries to get him to stay and do more activities and gets worried about the time limit. But Angel tells Charlie it's his job, and this is another part where I get a little irritated by the fact that Charlie does not know anything about Angel and why Angel needs to go to this so-called job. No one asks him any questions about himself, and it drives me crazy. But then he says he knows she likes to fix things, but unless she can fix his boss, there's nothing you can do. Which, okay, sorry I keep stopping, but we know Angel has a contract with Val from the live streams and the hints, but somehow Charlie still hasn't figured it out? ? And we're 3 months in, and she still doesn't know that he doesn't like going, or that he doesn't like his boss, because he literally just said, unless you could fix my boss, and she's just, there's, Anywho, I really think this is where the world building should kick in, because we know next to nothing about contracts and how they work. This could have been a great entry point for Angel and Charlie to find a way to break the contract between Val and Angel, and hint even further to Alastor's reveal of his own chains. But instead, we get a pep talk from Vaggie about how Charlie should command more authority, to which Charlie sees that as mean, which, it is, but she has to know Angel's boss is not nice by the way that he talks about him, so this should be in the realm of an okay thing to do, but Vaggie tells her it's like an aggressive kindness, and she takes to that super quick, and goes to Angel's work to convince Val to let Angel spend more time at the hotel. hotel. Angel immediately sees her and tries to get her to leave, like he is full on panicking and telling her she's not going anywhere near Val, and asks her to wait for him to be done working and that they'll talk about it. Only for Val to walk over and notice who Angel is talking to, and Val is nice? Well, as nice as he can be, tries to offer a role to Charlie and she declines, stating she wants to talk about Angel. Val makes a face and Angel keeps saying no, so she corrects herself and says later. Val tells her to make herself comfortable and we get right back into Angel working, only for Charlie to interrupt the microphone guy, making Val even more upset, and Charlie apologizes, saying she was talking about her hotel, which, girl, I get time is limited, but this is not the time or place to get people to the hotel. Like, focus. Plus, you're supposed to be here for Angel. Also, I get Val's an ass, but I kind of get his anger, like, don't mess with the sound guys. Ever. Anyway, Val says it doesn't bother him, but gives a look to Angel while he says it, and Charlie, being the oblivious girl she is, just goes on to say the scene is too violent, and if he wants, she can pitch scenarios, only to trip and unplug a wire and catch the rug on fire, and tries to put it out, which I find it's so funny. She tries to put it out like a regular person, but like, sweetie, you're a biblical hellspawn. Use your powers, please. Anyway, Angel looks at Val, and yeah, it's not good. Val clears the fire and goes to Angel's dressing room. Charlie reaches out for him, but she misses him. Okay, gonna speed run this. Val basically tells Angel he's not happy Charlie is here and thinks he brought her to mess with him / try and protect him, and tells Angel Charlie can't do anything because Val owns Angel, showing us the first view of an actual contract. Obviously you can't read it, but I'm curious by what Val means by Charlie can't do anything. If she's the second most powerful being behind Lucifer, why can't she do something? What is it about contracts that's so powerful, and what exactly do the people who have them own? Because Val doesn't do much other than show the contract and use the chains, which later episodes you'll see why I think the contracts come with standard chains, but like at the end of it, what do contracts actually do? Like, can you control the soul of the person or what? Like, what is it? How does this work? I gotta know. Anyway, Val and Angel go back to the set and Val yells they're taking it from the top. Charlie finally gets upset after seeing how Val actually is, having thrown Angel to the ground, but Angel stops her, telling her to leave. He asked her the first time and she made it worse. She says she was just trying to help, and like, really? I mean, maybe in the beginning, but she kind of came here so she could get Angel to spend time doing what she wanted, but also it was to get him redeemed, so it's like a weird middle ground. But then when Angel asked her to leave and that he and her, not Charlie and Val, would talk later, she ignored that and told Val she wanted to talk about Angel to Val. Like, I get what she was trying to do, but it's there's a lot that like she should have noticed. Plus, she interrupted the sound guy to talk about her hotel and then tried to suggest stuff in the middle of filming only to set the set on fire. Granted, that was an accident, but it didn't really feel like she was helping Angel to help Angel. You know, like she had to know Angel wasn't happy she was there and know he was scared of her being there. Like, ugh. Charlie has the craziest set of blinders on, and to me, personally, tends to make things about her, intentional or not, but Angel tells her if she wants to help, she should leave. She tries to say she didn't mean to and looks at Val, which, okay, why? But she runs off crying, saying she's sorry. Then we get the first song, and I'm just gonna skip it. I will say the music part, not the lyrics. I really like. The soundtrack is really good. Anyway, after the song, we cut to Angel coming back to the hotel. It's nighttime, I'm assuming, and this is my inner poser in me, like posing, not poser, but I kind of don't like how Angel walks back into the hotel. The posing just looks off. He kind of looks like he has something in his eye, and I kind of wish he just opened the doors like he did, but had like a pissed off expression. That way when Charlie looks at him, she'll think he's still mad at her. Anyway, Angel asks for a drink, and Husk tells him he looks like shit, and Angel responds with not possible, and that it was just a long shoot, which I kind of like how he deflects Husk's weird attempt at making him upset upset or possibly getting him to talk about what happened, but due to Husk's inability to keep stuff a secret, Angel realized it's probably not okay to tell him anything anymore, but that might just be me. Anyway, Angel drinks his drink and asks for a stronger one, and again Husk makes a snide comment, to which Angel mocks the fact that Husk is the wise old bartender but doesn't care, and Husk makes the comment that if Angel has a problem, he won't find it at the bottom of a bottle, and that he would know he's been looking for a long time. And yeah, I get what Husk is trying to do by somewhat hinting to his past and giving Angel advice, but he's already burnt that bridge of trust, or well, for me at least, because once you blab everyone's secrets and drunk thoughts, it's over. I'm not telling you anything. But anyway, Angel deflects and tries to put the moves on Husk again, and Husk tells him to stop and calls him fake, which makes Angel angry enough to where we can see his spider eyes, and it looks really silly, but still. And Angel kind of spirals into stating anyone would be lucky and happy to be hit on by him, that he's worth a lot, and tells Husk to fuck off and storms out of the hotel, pushing Vaggie in the process. Also, fun little staging error. When Angel is yelling at Husk, we can see that Charlie's not in like the living room area anymore, only to appear coming from that area after Vaggie asks what Husk did, which I kind of have a theory on why, because when Charlie pops up, she says he looked really upset and acts like she didn't just hear the last of the conversation between Husk and Angel, and it's like, they Thanos snapped her so she wouldn't get involved in their argument. Gotcha. Anyway, Charlie admits that she messed up at the studio and that it wasn't good, and then Vaggie hints to Husk that he should go after him, and it's like, huh? Ma'am, Charlie just told you she messed up. Why are you sending Husk out to get Angel? This is where I get irritated with the plot, because this could have been a real great moment for Husk, Angel, and Charlie, you know, the one running the hotel, the one trying to help sinners, but nope, for some reason, both Charlie and Vaggie make Husk go after Angel and keep an eye on him, and this might just be a me thing, but if my friends sent the person I just had a fight with to watch over me, I'd be pissed. I just walked away from them and the situation, and now you're sending them back my way. What the fuck? Why? Also, it's super funny how Vaggie phrased it, like, you caused it, now go drag him back. Like, right energy, wrong execution. I seriously wish Charlie had said no, that she'll go after him and take care of it, only to have Vaggie say she'll come too, but Charlie stops her and says it's best she stay in case he comes back, and when Charlie leaves, Vaggie makes Husk follow her. But we don't. We have Husk finding Angel like instantly at a sea-themed bar, which, okay, Angel, I'm not judging, but he's laying it on kind of thick, which I'm with Husk on this one. The dialogue could be better, along with the bar itself. Like, it's crazy bright for a bar, and it looks more like a restaurant than a bar to do coke in, but what do I know? Anyway, Husk sees Angel's drink getting spiked, mouthful of words, sorry, and goes to help him by dragging him out of the bar, and in the process, gets into a fight with the sharks that are around Angel, and throws playing cards, cutting the sharks' guns, which would still work, by the way. But Husk is push-dragging Angel, saying he's taking him back to the hotel, and says those guys were gonna drug him, and Angel points out he knows. He does this all the time, to which Husk asks that he just lets people drug him all the time, and Angel answers, you think I asked for it? And, okay, I get where this is going, but I'm a little on Husk's side for this one, because I don't think he was asking if Angel was asking people to do it, but more on why he lets it slide if he knows that's what they're doing. But I guess Angel's just had enough, because he goes on this rant of not asking to be this way, or Charlie saving him, or Husk saving him. Not sure where he's going with this, but that's ranting for you, and says he can handle himself, and Husk points out he's self-destructing, and that he might need a bartender to talk to. And Angel makes a good point, that just because Husk is acting like he cares, it doesn't excuse how he treated him like an hour ago. Also, again, would have loved if the lesson of the episode was about lies and trust, since again, Husk told everyone's secrets, but nope, we get Husk saying he'd treat Angel better if he didn't push his boundaries, which, okay, or act like a bullshit version of himself, and that no one cares about who he is at the hotel, and that he should cut the act, to which Angel says it's not an act, it's who he needs to be, and that he acts that way as a form of protection and destruction, thinking if he acts out enough, Valentino will let him go. Then Husk just goes into his own backstory about being an overlord and how he lost it all, and that he gets what it's like to regret the choices made, and I'm just sitting there like, that's That's a great story, but Angel was talking about something completely different to what you just said, and I know what Husk was trying to do / say, but for me, it just feels out of place and just more lore drop we didn't need just yet. And now we're in the second song, which it's catchy, I'll give it that, and it's also a 50-50 between fans on what's being said, and honestly, that's pretty much all music. Everyone hears lyrics differently or interprets the song differently. So for me, I didn't find the song all that great in it trying to compare Angel and Husk's struggles or have them have common ground to bond over, but that's just me. If you did find all those things, awesome. Just don't scream at me that I didn't get it. Cool? Cool. Anyway, song's catchy, soundtrack is nice, wish it was a bit more jazzier, animation pretty good. I love all the neon signs, though some of the backgrounds could have had something more going on when the loser sign comes out. Anyway, the song ends with the shark gang coming out of the bar, and it's like, where were y'all? They didn't even walk that far from the bar. But they start shooting at them, and Husk fights first, and like, how did he not get hit when he was on that car? Insane plot armor, but the fight scene was fine. I mean, probably could have been better. I mean, we've seen better thanks to Hell of a Boss, but I'm gonna give it some slack because this is Husk's first actual fight and being animated moving more than usual, so yeah. But a small shark grabs onto him and Angel shoots the small shark and we get like the weirdest end to a fight and oh look, Angel's black eye came back. Yeah, I'm not gonna believe for a second he got it during the last of the shootout since nothing happened, but Husk tells Angel that him shooting people wasn't something he expected to see, to which Angel tells him he doesn't know him like he thinks he does. We then cut back to the hotel. Angel makes a joke that I think is a nod to the Attic music video saying Val's eyes are shit. We then cut to Charlie seeing they're both back, and her table is full of those lesson plans on boundaries, which I'm still a little iffy on, but she runs to Angel and hugs him and apologizes and tries to say what she won't do, but Angel stops her and says it's fine, he gets it, and thanks her for caring about him, which I'm lost. What do you mean? I feel this level of openness from Angel would have sold better if Charlie went with Husk, cause what exactly does Angel mean he gets it? She didn't go to the studio to help Angel. Remember, she went to the studio to get Angel to spend more time at the hotel, not to help him. I mean, yeah, she thinks the hotel is like helping, but like the gray area, okay? The caring part, I guess, is fine. I mean, she does technically kind of care about them, but like in a selfish kind of way. I'm gonna go into Charlie one of these days because Charlie is such a weird character to me. You know, I can't help but think about episode 2 with Sir P and like the whole Angel being upset situation. She never talks to him about that or like that whole situation, but then again, he never said anything about feeling hurt. So, yeah, I just wish there was more focus on the relationships instead of the episode throwing songs at us and random episode beats that don't pay off in the long haul, you know? But Charlie cries, Vaggie takes her to bed, and Husk and Angel go to have a drink, and the episode ends, which, man, what a weird end to an episode, right? Like, this whole sequence is so weird. But, yeah. Anyway, on to thoughts. This is so long. Now, this is the first and probably only episode where we focus exclusively on a/one main character of the hotel, which is so refreshing, but also kind of out of place in a weird way. Like, we're still in the baby steps of learning who these characters are, and now we're being thrown into the deep end. Why? I know he's the first patron of the hotel and has the more developed story thanks to hints, or in this case, bright neon signs of his involvement with Val, but I don't know. I get we only have 8 episodes this season and the writer/Viv want to push all the important stuff to the front as much as they can, but for me, it's just crazy tonal whiplash. I mean, the episode's rating even went up, which I'm not complaining about specifically because I actually assumed a lot of the show would be this level of dark or darker themes, because we're dealing with people who did bad things in their life and ended up in hell because of it and continue to do things that both hurt them and others. But then we have episodes 1 through 3 and it's nothing but wacky, silly moments, and then episode 4, like in a vacuum, I think the episode is pretty good in some areas, but all of them together, like binge watching wise, yeah, a little weird, but yeah, the episode overall is fine. I still wish the message made a bit more sense, or there was like way more talking than what we got, cause I did enjoy the argument between Husk and Angel, no matter how out of left field it felt, but I could tell they were rushing to get to the song, and it's like, I like the songs, Hazbin and Hell of a Boss have great songs, but I wish they'd put the same effort they do into the songs themselves, but in the characters' conversations more, if that makes any sense. Also, I can't say too much else as this was a character-focused episode, so anything that had to do with the extermination kind of flies out the window, which honestly, I'm happy for the break. But then I remember we're like breezing by the timeline like it's nothing. But yeah, I think my biggest issue is just everything after Charlie leaves the studio, or I guess more specifically when Angel comes back to the hotel and fights with Husk. I feel there could have been a really interesting dynamic of Charlie and Husk looking for Angel, and Husk explaining what Charlie did wasn't exactly her fault, but that she should remember they're in hell and any nice thing she does won't be seen for what it is, and then have Charlie tell Husk that telling all their secrets to the group probably didn't help an Angel being real with him, giving them both something to think about, cause if Charlie wants this to work, she can't keep doing what she's doing, and if Husk possibly wants connections and people to be real with him, he can't just force it or break someone's trust cause they made him upset. Not saying that Angel being all flirty and like pushing his boundaries is making him upset. I'm talking about like when Angel is lying about how he feels about the videos mainly. But yeah, I am also aware Husk isn't asking people to dump their baggage on him or that he enjoys knowing all this stuff about the staff, but he knows that people will tell a bartender anything. Yes, they're either drunk or just think he's not really listening, but there's some level of trust given to him and hope for what he might say. And this is kind of where I wish we saw the cast talking with Husk more and him learning all that he does about them, cause his attitude kind of just comes out of nowhere since again this is episode 4 and he's not said or interacted all that much with the cast. And yeah, he's always been in like a foul mood. He's a foul mood character, but like the way that he speaks to the characters in this episode specifically, it's like we've never seen you talk to any of these characters besides Angel and maybe Alastor, conversation wise, you know what I mean? But everybody else, we never see it, we never hear about it. He just it drives me crazy. But I digress. Honestly, Charlie and Husk were my main hang up this whole episode. Like Angel was fine. He was just kind of going through the motions till the last of it. But now this is a me thing. I kind of felt like Angel didn't do a lot, or well, let me rephrase. He wasn't focused on as much. Like, yeah, this is his episode and he gets 2 songs, but his dialogue and overall interactions was just kind of lacking. I know the songs are meant to make up for it, but I'd love a moment where Angel has a scene all to himself, no music, no glam, just Angel being Angel and thinking / talking about how he's feeling other than the song. Because again, that's what I really liked about episode 2 is like we saw these like little sprinkles of how Angel was actually feeling, and when he went to his room, we had that little quiet moment, which I actually did enjoy. It's just like this episode, it was just so fast paced. There wasn't enough time for Angel to breathe, like to breathe as a character, you know what I mean? I really hope I'm explaining myself well. I really wanted Angel to be the main focus, if that makes any sense. I'm trying so hard, you guys, my brain. But anyway, on to the VAs. So we didn't get any new voices, which thank God, right? I don't think I could take any more new characters, but for the VAs that did speak, it was fine. I'm still not sold on Keith David playing Husk. His voice and the character just don't match for me. Like, he's doing great and sounds awesome, but my brain has to dissociate to even hear him. But Angel's VA did super well this episode. He really stuck to the subtle accent. Like, there was barely any slipping, which was so nice. And he stayed in character along with the singing, which is a big plus for me. If you can sing in your character's voice, oh my God, you have my whole heart. Charlie's VA also is doing good. She's been doing great since the beginning, so no issues here. As for Valentino, yeah, no, still not great. I'm trying, I really am. The voice is just not what I expected, but I will say the VA did pretty good for this episode. The accents weren't completely all over the place, so that was a plus. Though I think the darker scene could have been better. Like, it's still good, but I think he could have gone deeper or more darker sounding. Other than my own personal issues, everyone did pretty okay, Baggy included, for the little time that she was there. Okay, I really don't want to go into the details about the songs. All I'm gonna say is they're catchy, I enjoyed the tone, and starred up to them, but some of the lyrics, specifically Loser Baby, rubbed me the wrong way. And you can tell me till you're blue in the face that I'm interpreting the song wrong, but I'm not. I'm interpreting it my way, how I feel. That's what songs do. They make every individual interpret a song differently, and no matter what the songwriter says, it doesn't apply anymore. Yeah, you have that information in the background now, but music is like abstract art. It's all about feeling, and I still feel that it was kind of rude, but Poison was fine. It's just all the background info behind it that makes me feel off, but I don't want to get into that. So yeah, that's about it. Overall, the episode was fine. I mean, the message was a little messy, but I mean, messages with dark tones usually are, because not everyone feels the same, but again, I wish there was more interactions between characters, specifically Charlie. Like, she's barely friends with any of the actual cast, and a lot of her interactions with them feel hollow. And Husk, well, Husk is Husk. I don't really expect much from him, other than the marketing team's obsessive need to shove him and Angel together and push their inevitable coupling. So yeah, I'd give this episode like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's better than what we've been getting, and it's hitting some of my own personal wants, but I don't know. Something about it is not hitting hard enough for me to bump it up a little bit higher, Also, again, the animation is super good. I mean, it's getting really good, honestly. I really enjoyed this episode's animation. I thought it was really fluid, but it was a little too fast. Specifically the songs, the songs go super hard, but again, they're a little too fast, but what's new, right? Anywho, let me know how you all felt. I know the whole show is out, but it's fun to talk about it still. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I just remembered next video is going to be the redesign of Max and Bradley from an extremely goofy movie. I know, weird, but that's the time we're living in, so yeah. Anywho, I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!